Welcome back to the Nanaimo Now channel. You know, I haven't been in Canada very long, about 4 months, so I can still talk like I'm on the outside looking in, and I can see what's going on in Canada today from sort of a foreign aspect, but being a Canadian. But then again, I haven't been in Canada but 2 years over the last 6 years. So I have maybe a little bit different perspective. I look back at Trudeau when he got in, I think it was 2015. He basically rode in on the idea that he was going to legalize marijuana. Good for him. He got in and everything was just hunky-dory. Inflation is going out of control. Housing has doubled and tripled in some areas of Canada. They just decided that they were going to put a freeze on handguns being purchased in Canada. And in the second breath, they're going to legalize hard drugs. 2.5 grams of cocaine, MDMA, opioids. You think this is a good move? You see, I see that Canada's sort of slipping away, slipping into a different ideal than the world that I was living in over in China and Southeast Asia over the last, about 19 years. If you want to go over to my other channel, it's called Guilao 60, Gweilo 60, and it gives you an idea of what my life is like and my attitude towards the Western world and the Eastern world for that matter. I usually put out more videos when I set up a channel. I usually don't leave it a month or a month and a half before I put out the next video, but we've been busy. We're in Nanaimo and we just bought a new home. We sold our old apartment and moved over here. This one's got a little bit of a backyard. It's it's got a road behind us, a little bit noisy, but after a while it's all white noise and you don't hear it, which is sort of nice. And being on Vancouver Island, there's always that sneaky weasel. It just makes it even a little bit better. Yes, they call me Guilao 60. Guilao 60 likes to drink beer. Yes, all the time. Basically. Those sneaky weasels are good. Anyway, so I've been back, as I say, in Canada for about 4 months, and I can see like interest rates are going out of control right now. People are going to start losing their homes, and that's without a doubt. The government printed money like crazy over the last couple of years, so basically creating inflation because there's more money chasing fewer goods, and the bottleneck coming out of China because of COVID, and now the Russia-Ukrainian thing, and all of these different things. I was talking to a neighbor. It takes like damn near a year to order a new car. It's crazy. The whole world is going crazy. But the government says, well, yeah, inflation's getting out of control. We're going to have to raise interest rates because to squash this. Well, it was basically the government's fault that inflation went the way it did, just for the fact that they printed how many dollars that they were giving away money all through the pandemic. You didn't have to go to work. We just send you a check. Well, in the Eastern world, in China where I was, they shut down COVID right away. There was no free money. You go to work, and that's just the way it is. It was normal over there. We didn't skip a beat. I'm serious. We were on planes, trains, and automobiles all around China for the last 2.5 years, and we traveled more in the last 2 years than we ever have in our entire lives. And that was because that if COVID hit a certain spot, they would just lock everybody down. And when the Chinese government says you're not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere, because if you do go somewhere and they catch you, you go to jail, and you do not want to spend time in a Chinese jail. That's the difference between Canada and China. One of the differences, there's lots of differences, is that if you go to jail in China, it is punishment. Here, it's basically a hotel away from home. You know what I mean? 3 squares a day. You got a gymnasium. You got cable TV. You've got computers. You've got all of the amenities of home, except for your freedom to go wherever you want. In China, it's not like that. So people listen to the government over there, and it's not just that, but the mindset is different, where they want to squash it as quickly as possible because they want their economy to get back on track, and away they go. Here, it's different. They had more deaths in Canada than they did in China, and Canada's only got, what, 36 million people, and China's got 1.4 billion people. They just dealt with it in a better manner. It's strange, but it's the way it is. So anyway, been in Nanaimo for 4 months. The weather's starting to turn nice. We've got a little backyard. I've got a barbecue, and that's one of the things that I didn't like about the last place. Apartment, 1-bedroom apartment. When I bought the apartment, I didn't know no barbecues on the balconies, guys. Oh, so I'm going down washing my clothes in the community washing machine, which I didn't like either, because I've got to wash my stuff in the same washing machine as 26 other people, or 26 other families. But anyway, and then I'm reading on the board, and it says no barbecues on the balconies. Well, I didn't think that was great. So what did I do? Well, I ran for president of that association to change that rule. So when I got into president, we changed the rule. Barbecues on the balconies, kudos to me. And then I bugger off back to China. The first thing they did when I left to China was they changed it back to no barbecues on the balconies. I don't know why. It's just so all of those rules and regulations that just didn't make any sense to me. Were one of the reasons why we bought a little patio home in Nanaimo here, and it's much nicer. We've got 972 square feet rather than 360. It costs a little bit more. Boy, it's expensive here in Nanaimo, you guys. I'm thinking that rates are going to go, or prices of properties are going to go down here in the near future within the next year, because interest rates are going through the roof. And that's fodder for another video on the old boys that are the savers are going to be the ones with bucks in their jeans because of this, because you got $1 million in the bank, and you were getting like 2, maybe 2.5% on a 5-year term, or even 1.5% at times. And now you wait till maybe October, November, December of 2022, you're going to be getting, I would imagine, 6% on 5-year terms. So out of every $1 million that you've got in your jeans, you're getting $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year can buy a lot of travel beer, rib steaks on the barbecue, and whatever. So, and we have a big seniors population in Nanaimo that they do have bucks in their jeans. They're sitting in $1 million houses, and they've saved. Most of them, if not all of them, have come from Alberta or Saskatchewan or Ontario or whatever, where it's colder than a witch's tit in the wintertime. Grabbed all of their money and said, to hell with this. Moved out to Vancouver Island because it's warm all year round, which is sort of nice. So this is good for our community, because all of us old people that are savers, we're going to be making money over the next little while, where it used to be the people that could buy housing cheap at 1.9% interest rates and stuff like this. You know, it's artificial. It's artificial wealth. It's not worked for wealth, and as that artificial wealth can go up really quick, it can also go down really quick. So that's another thing. So there goes that video that I was saving for later. Anyway, but that'll be the gist of it, I would imagine. But the idea that you're sitting in Nanaimo now, it's beautiful weather. Interest rates are going up. We've got legalized hard drugs coming into British Columbia, so you see these people on the street that have substance abuse problems. Well, they'll be able to carry their drugs around, not have to worry about the police stopping them or anything like that. I don't know whether that's good or bad. I don't know whether that's going to... remember when we were young, marijuana was a gateway drug. Now you've got cocaine, MDMA, opioids, whatever. Those are not gateway drugs. So now kids in high school can't be busted for carrying hard drugs in their pocket and stuff like that. There's no deterrent. So I would imagine drug abuse will go up, mental health will go up, and that's another thing. The government of Canada has taken away where I come from, Prince Albert, North Park Centre was a mental institute that housed people with mental problems, housed people, they had addiction counseling, they had all of these different things. Those are no longer available to the mass population. You know, there are no North Park centers. There are no mental institutions to speak of anymore in Canada. It's different. If the family doesn't take care of you, you're basically on the street, and you see a lot of that in Nanaimo, on Vancouver Island, in Victoria, the Central Okanagan, even in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, and Toronto, Ontario. It's sort of like an epidemic that's going around the country, and well, actually around the world. You see the United States and Seattle and Tacoma and San Francisco, LA. Holy smokes, tent cities everywhere. But this is because the government has, well, they're still taking your tax dollars, and a lot more tax dollars, but they're using it on other things that are more important to them, like green energy, or giving Loblaws millions of dollars to upgrade their freezers, to giving it to the Ukraine conflict, to giving it to, I don't know, you know what I mean. It's not their money, and they spend freely with your tax dollars, but they don't put it back into healthcare. They don't put it back into mental health. They don't put it back into dealing with drug addiction. They don't put it back into the communities like they used to back in the days when I was a younger guy. So I'm seeing that as an outsider, like somebody on the outside looking in Nanaimo, and it's concerning. You're hearing of a 20-year-old guy getting 18 months in jail for raping a 13-year-old girl. 18 months? When I was a kid, you get 20 freaking years for that, guys. You know, stuff like this, and this just happened over in Bowen Park, not too far from where I'm living. The whole world's going crazy. It's just one of those things. So that's a little bit of an insight from a guy that's just moved back to Canada. I'll try to make a little bit more content in the future, but or on a more regular basis, but I can't guarantee it. Anyway, if you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to resubscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell, and whatever you do, come back and watch us again. Till next time, peace out.